Welcome back to Who's the Bitch? It's me, Kara Klang.
And it's me, Jackie Zabrowski.
And we're just two bitches that are going to tell you if you're being the bitch or your mom or your sister-in-law or whoever the hell
your bitch
is being a bitch. Thank you to everyone who called into the Bitch-a-thon.
Everybody loves an air horn. Nobody's ever asking for less air horn.
Yes, I know the Bitch-a-thon at this point was a couple of weeks ago, but I think this is our first episode that we're recording that airs after the clip episode comes out.
Yes, the clip episode.
We're a little bit in the time, as we say on my other podcast, which I did originally take from the Rana and Beverly podcast, in the time machine. We're in the time machine a little bit because, look, I'm traveling this summer. Jackie has things to do. We all have things to do.
Things to do,
so,
okay?
We can't always be together in the same room, and so we have to record a little bit in advance. So
I wish we
in
were in a
case you're
hot
like
tub.
wondering, you're like, that happened a while ago. Yeah, I wish we were not.
Hot tub time machine. Remember that one?
I never saw that.
Remember that movie?
Do you remember when you were in hot tub time machine?
You remember that?
Okay, wait. So I want to tell everybody. I think I talked about this, right? Now I'm so confused because I come on page 7 a lot too, and I'm like, what did I talk about? On page 7, I know we talked about the song "The Way." Which, by the way, if you don't listen to page 7, please go listen to a month ago's episode where I was on and talking about what the meaning of the lyrics of "The Way" by Fastball are, because then I went to karaoke 2 nights ago and somebody played "The Way" and I couldn't get into it because I was so sad.
But it is a good karaoke song.
It is.
It's
Jake
nice
Young
and short.
just told us it's his go-to. So anyway, on this podcast, I believe I talked about how I had a parking situation where this turquoise Yaris was just parking in front of my house for 3, 4, 7 days.
You say purple Yaris?
No, turquoise.
Turquoise Yaris.
Turquoise. Teal, even.
Oh,
teal.
thank you. Thank you.
Teal Yaris.
Oh my God, you're being such a Meryl right now in Devil Wears Prada. And I know that reference because I just saw Devil Wears Prada for the first time.
The first one?
First one for the first time.
It's not blue. It's cerulean.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's a cerulean thing.
Yeah. So, okay, the car is seafoam and it's been parked in front of my house. And listen, I don't own the parking spots in front of my house. As I said, there's just 2 public parking spots there. And we park there because
That's where you live.
That's where we live. And there's so much parking right 10 feet up that isn't in front of a house.
Lots of
and on the
parking.
other side of the street is the back side of a high school where there's nobody needs to access it. So you can park in a million places. And they always just park in front of my house and they leave it there for a long time. And I've been debating writing a note and debating writing a note. And I finally wrote the note. And here's the thing. I took my kids to the Dodgers and I leave the note right before we get in the car to go to the Dodgers.
But did you have a Dodger dog? Very important hot dog question.
I had a plant-based Dodger dog.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Oski had a Dodger dog.
Oh my God, was he so crazy?
He
Was it
took
so
it down.
big?
It was big.
He ate the whole Dodger dog?
Yeah, Oscar eats like 2 lunches a day at school. Like
Good for
I
him.
pack him a lunch and he also eats the school provided lunch. He's an absolute
God,
animal.
I love Oscar.
Yeah. He's great. He just had his 5th birthday. It was a riot.
Ugh.
He's so funny. And so I wrote them this note that was like totally chill. I was like, hi, we live right here at blank number. And we just noticed that you park your car here for a few days at a time. And we just would love it if you could park across the street on the school side or up the street where there are no other houses, because we have young kids that we need to unload, and like it would just be so helpful
So
for
what
us.
happened?
As I'm getting in the car to go, I put the note on the car.
Okay.
I get in the car. I have never seen this person park their car. For some reason, I assumed it was a man. Maybe because I just assume men do things like this to inconvenience me.
But the seafoam didn't,
The seafoam didn't tip me off. I didn't know. 2 blonde young girls walk up to the car as we're pulling off to go to the Dodgers. And I told my friend in the car, I go, oh my God, I just left a note on that car to see if they could park somewhere else.
Did you see them reading it?
And I saw them pick it up and read it, and I sped away because I couldn't handle them looking around, making eye contact.
Oh my God, Kara!
But when I got home, they were parked on the other side of the street.
Wow.
So I'm hoping that these 2 girls took it as like not a mean thing, just like a nice note being like, hey, not trying to be a bitch. And I know I don't own this parking spot, but it would help me so much unloading my kids if you could just not park in this same damn spot all
Good
the time.
for you, Kara.
If it's like a football game is going on at the high school and that's the only place you can park, of course, I don't own it. But there is so much goddamn parking on my street. So much parking.
But now look at you, Kara. All right, this
Solving
is Kara.
habituation in my own life.
And Kara's over here trying to tell you guys, you got to write a note about it. You got to write a note about it.
Emails.
And now Kara, she wrote a note about it. She was about it. She stood on business, and I'm proud of you. I
talk the talk and I walk the walk.
Yes,
thank you, Jackie.
Yes, I love this for you, Kara. I'm very, very proud of you because I am scared of writing the note. I know that we say here, oh, you write the note, but I'm scared of writing the note. I'm always scared.
And I've just been in a little bit of a situation with one of my family members, and I just wrote them a long email to explain what my position was.
Notes
and
on
they
notes.
wrote me a long email back, and we're going to talk on the phone because Jared's like, just talk on the phone. And I'm like, I like emails. I like emails. I like to get all my thoughts collected.
Yes.
I spend a long time on it and I just do it. But
we're out here writing these notes
I'm out
and
there.
inspiring us.
And guess what I'm not using? ChatGPT.
Wow. Don't need it to write the emails. We wrote the emails before. We don't need it now.
Write the emails.
All right? And you just remember. Because here's the thing. When it's like, oh, but it helps me sound more professional. But then you got to rewrite the email to make it sound like a human. So in the long run, doesn't it just take the same amount of time? But I digress. Maybe this is just coming from somebody that is, my problem is verbose. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but it's never that I need to, that I'm not sharing how I feel. That's for damn sure. But, I definitely was sharing how I felt with a friend of mine a couple of days. First, I am, for shits and giggles, not going to name the friend, but we did have a public argument about it. So I imagine by now everybody knows that we had this argument.
I want to say that I don't know. I asked for this to be made I've asked for this to be presented to me fresh.
Live.
Virgin ears. Live.
So Kara has not heard this story yet.
So what happened?
And I had said it has to do with a topic that I had kind of wanted to talk about for an unsolicited advice. Now, right now, Olivia Rodrigo, I'm a big fan of Olivia Rodrigo. I really like her a lot. I hope that I get to see her tour, even though, oh God, the tickets sold out so fast. I'm sure that I'm probably not going to be able to. But Olivia Rodrigo, there was I don't want to say hot water, but there was a discourse that she came out and she was performing and she had on a baby doll dress.
Oh, I think I heard a lot about this.
I'm sure you've heard a little bit about this. She had on a baby doll dress. She had on like big boots up to her knees, and then she had on a little baby doll dress with little short sleeves and completely covered up to the neck. The discourse online was, she's encouraging pedophilia. Look at what she's wearing. She's wearing a baby doll dress. How inappropriate. Okay? There's a lot of this discourse. Her response to the discourse was, guys, I've also performed wearing like a bra and tiny shorts, but you didn't say anything about that. Like that was fine. There's no discourse about that. But me being fully covered, except for like from her, from her upper thighs to her knees.
Which, by the way,
was showing.
I was wearing baby doll dresses in high school and middle school.
In the 90s, they were huge.
In the 90s, that was the freaking style.
And I will just say that I got into the argument with a comedian friend of mine. I'm going to say a white male comedian in his 40s.
Okay.
Whose response to this was outrage, and outrage because he thought that it was upsetting that Olivia Rodrigo would pretend like a baby doll dress isn't sexualized, that she was gaslighting us as a culture because she was saying that baby doll dresses aren't sexualized. And I said, that's not what the discourse is. The discourse is not that, is the fact that, and he said she shouldn't have been wearing a baby doll dress. And I said, why? Why do you feel like she shouldn't wear a baby doll dress? And he's like, because it's inherently sexual. And it's ridiculous that she doesn't see that it's inherently sexual. And I said, I'm sorry.
Inherently sexual.
It's a baby doll dress for a baby doll. And you're telling me that that's inherently sexual. Can you explain to me why that's inherently sexual. It just is. Everyone knows it is, Jackie. And now you're gaslighting me. And then he tried to pretend like he was being the victim because he's not a woman, so he's not allowed to say anything about it. And I don't know if everyone can see all the quotes that I'm doing if you're watching the live
It's an air
video.
quote, but also looks like you're tearing flesh off
Just
something.
ripping it off of his face. And I was trying to be quiet. I was just like, because he just kept bringing it up and we were doing a long show and so I was trying to drop it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to change his mind on this. He's really feeling this way. I wasn't even pushing back. And then he kept bringing it up about how wrong I was, about how wrong. And then Kara, who's the bitch? I snapped. We were live on a stream. I brought out a baby doll dress. I forced him to put it on.
Oh my God.
I said, put on the baby doll dress. Put it on right fucking now.
God.
I said, take off your pants.
Oh
Take
my
off your
God.
pants. Put on the baby doll dress. Take off your pants right now. And the baby doll dress does not fit on his body. I know it's me who's the bitch, everyone. It doesn't fit on his body. And I said, take off your pants. And then I was like, and look at him. And then did I make fun of his light colored underpants, his big, huge boxer briefs? Did I make fun of him? Because I was like, I'm surprised he's allowed to wear light underwear. I'm surprised his wife lets him. And then I let him dance around and I said, is this sexual? Is what you're doing sexual right now? Is this inherently sexual because you have a baby doll dress on? Do you feel inherently sexual right now?
I guess I just don't understand the discourse at all because she's a grown woman. You sexualize, people can sexualize Billie
Anything.
Eilish. You could say.
You can sexualize anything.
I find it I find it sexy that Billie Eilish wears large clothes because I'm just imagining what her body looks like under there. But you can fucking sexualize anything.
Anything.
And the thing is, Taylor Swift wears these, to me, frankly, weird leotards all over stage. Little kids are also doing ballet wearing leotards. So ipso facto, you're sexualized because you're trying to look like a sexy pop star in a leotard. But that's a thing for gymnasts and ballerinas that are typically children. What are you talking about?
It's just that.
What are we talking about? A baby doll dress is just a short dress. It's like a short dress with an A-line waist, or like a high,
just
a high
like a
line
shift
that
dress.
falls down.
They call it. I feel like it's just a short shift dress.
Well,
Like
the
it's either
shift goes straight down, and baby dolls are a little bit more poofy.
Yes,
But
yeah.
like some baby dolls wear overalls.
Yeah,
So can you not wear overalls? Is Miss Rachel sexualizing overall? What are
I
you
just feel
talking
like it
about?
inherently explains that, like, isn't that part of the problem in what we've been saying? It's just that, like, why do you have to say that, like, she can't wear it? And coming from him specifically, it's just the fact that, like, the privilege just didn't even show up in his brain.
But what he's saying makes no fucking sense. And he's saying that she shouldn't have worn that, but was he okay with the bra and the panties when she was like writhing around?
It has nothing
in
to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the baby doll dress. Like that's what the fight was. Public, by the way. Public fight.
So if the dress had been black and 2 inches longer, like it hadn't been a shorty dress,
Or like not
and it hadn't
calling
been
it a baby doll
in
dress?
soft pastel colors, then it wouldn't have been sexual.
I
Like,
guess-
she's a pop star. People are sexualizing her. That is part of it.
And
There
unfortunately,
is not a pop star out there that is not dressing sexy. Is there? Someone name them.
But
a
it's
pop star.
But also at the same time, too, they're allowed to do whatever it is that they want to do to
Yes.
sell their brand and their music. And it is inherently the issue of saying, you can't wear that because I can't control myself,
Exactly.
is what
And
the
here's the
problem
thing.
is.
I will say also that this kind of like puritanical body shaming stuff is ingrained. I will walk by.
I know.
I will like there was a period of time where I was driving by a high school like every day to take my kids to school, and I would see all the high school kids going in, and I'd be like, "Wow, a lot of midriffs." Whoa! Like in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, a lot of midriff. Wow, those shorts are pretty short. I can see your butt," and I have to like in my mind. Like put myself back and be like, if that's what they want to wear, they can wear that. Like
That is
I'm
what
like
they're-
I'm stopping myself in my own mind because to me that was a thing that was like sort of we felt when I was growing up was slutty or And to be honest, I was probably jealous of because I was probably like, I can't wear a midriff bearing top. My parents wouldn't let me, and I don't really have the quote unquote bod for it in my own mind.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas everyone has the bod for whatever they want to fucking wear. But you know, these are the things we all thought back but I have to like literally take a second and go, no, there's nothing wrong with that shirt. If that girl feels comfortable and cool wearing that shirt, that's actually totally fine. So I'm reprogramming myself, and I don't think straight white men are remotely doing that and are like doing the thing where, no, that's sexy and it's always been sexy and you know it's sexy, so stop telling us it's not sexy. She's not telling you it's not sexy. She's saying, I wear sexy stuff and I've worn sexier stuff. So what's your problem?
So what's the issue? Yes.
Your thing is, I can't control myself when you wear, like, what? Dog, you're telling on yourself.
Thank you. And I know that's like we make jokes about like the eye lingers. We've made jokes about this specific person, like talking about like when you go through like your Instagram For You page and it's just like big titted cosplay, like an anime chicks, and he's just like, the eye lingers. And yeah, the eye does linger. But again, I think that tells on you a little bit more than you even telling on yourself. We just got it. And I try not to, genuinely, when someone comes at me to like disagree and like try to get me off fraud, I'm pretty good at stepping down from it now. You know, multiple times of anger management will do that to a person, but every once in a while.
Was there a part of anger management though that was like, don't force a person to put on a dress.
Get dressed
and scream,
and take their
is it sexual
off.
now at them? Publicly.
Yeah,
they missed that. So whoever's running anger management courses, you need to add that chapter in.
That was on you, anger management people. Yeah, thank you, Kara. That's not on me. I wasn't taught not to do that.
Yeah.
So
I just said there are no pop stars that don't dress sexual. Billie Eilish is one of the only ones.
That's what I'm saying.
And I wouldn't really even, I think her genre of music seems a little bit different than pop to me. She's not doing the pop star thing. She's not doing the genre of what has been happening. And even Olivia Rodrigo is doing it a little differently. She's a little bit more Avril meets like, you know, Britney or like whatever.
Why Chappell Roan is actively fighting against all of exactly what we're talking about. You know, there is the Chappell Roan of it who's like, I will create these boundaries and I will, you know, not deal with this shit.
But even she showed up to an award show seemingly nude with something hooked to her nipples that was like a prosthetic. You know, like she's showing her body in whatever way she wants. And I think that's totally fine.
Yes.
So that's what I'm just saying, like, aside from Billie Eilish, who I think is kind of singular in this, and that she's totally not wearing anything form-fitting, but people also aren't going to her shows for like choreo, and they're not like waiting for her videos to come out so they can like see the, like, I don't know. It's not the same thing as what like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift and what Britney and Christina and all these pop stars of yore have done. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
So like, I just don't get it. You're like watching a pop star do a pop star thing and look cute and sexy. And I thought the outfit was so cute.
It was just,
it's actually up to her collar. She's not even showing tits. She's just showing legs.
And it's just the way of like, you're gaslighting me right now. You're gaslighting me right now. When someone says that at you, when you're actively not gaslighting them right now, man, nothing just sends you into anger outer space faster.
Like, it's so funny. It's like, he's like, we men all decided that baby doll dresses were sexual, and the fact that you're not accepting that is crazy.
You're gaslighting me.
Like, I've just always thought baby doll dresses were super cute.
They're dresses. I see them as dresses.
I never see someone wearing a baby doll dress and go, oh, damn, that girl fucks. That girl wants to get down. Like,
no,
what?
I actively
Which I shouldn't even be making those assumptions off someone's wardrobe anyway.
But I don't even wear real baby doll dresses because I'm so short, and not that I don't have the legs for it, because you can wear whatever the hell you want. I just feel like I actually look like a toddler that got stretched out into an adult.
By the way, I own two. One is mustard yellow and one is forest green, and they're just solid. It's the cut. Like, I was wearing one to my birthday party, and my friend goes, you in a baby doll dress? It didn't have little flowers all over it. It's the cut of it that makes it a baby doll dress. And so I don't think anyone at my birthday party thought, wow, Kara's really dog whistling to the pedos right now. Like, that's not
See, I'm always thinking that when I look at your fits.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
what do you think we're doing in these caftans?
Keep it breezy.
We're trying to get all the guys who like Golden Girls fashion to
showing themselves.
Ankles. That's a foot right there.
Well, Kara,
update my wiki feet.
You are showing a little bit more than I show.
Yeah. This is crazy, and I wish that this was recorded so I could go back and watch it, but unfortunately, I just had to hear it from you, which when you started saying the part about making I put on the dress, I just was like, Oh God. I cannot believe it. There must be screenshots or photos.
Oh yeah, many clips. And I really kind of, sometimes guys, you flip out.
I think sometimes they need to hear the anger.
Yeah.
Did he get it by the end or not really?
No, he still didn't agree with me. But, you know, I wasn't really trying to change his mind at that point. I think I was just trying to make me feel better because I knew I wasn't going to change his mind. Because there are often times in your life when you're in the middle of having a discussion with someone and it starts to get heated and you realize, I'm not going to change how this person thinks at all. So you may as well just jump off the boat while you can.
The internet discourse about this kind of crap is just so devoid of context. Like,
and it's so
Olivia Rodrigo has nothing to do with pedophilia, okay? So for you guys to get on the internet and start using the buzzword of the moment, which is pedophilia, where no one is actually really doing anything about true pedophiles that are out there. Like, no one is doing anything about Epstein files or...
But let's talk about the baby doll dress.
General safety for children in their own homes a lot of the time, and they just want to talk about pedophilia all the time.
Yeah.
Because why? You don't like Olivia Rodrigo and you can't think of anything else? Like, or is it just rage bait? Like, it's just the first person just put it out there as rage bait so that their account would get a bunch of clicks.
I think it's rage bait. I think it's bot influenced. I think it's just
stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our solicited advice for the week.
Let's do it.
Our first email is actually an update from episode 59, which came out in November of 2025. The writer wrote in and said that they'd been dating someone for 6 months and that things were going well, but he was a tofu boyfriend. And I remember I had never really heard this phrase before. I think we had another caller say that their friend had turned into a tofu girlfriend, which is like, just for if you don't know what that term means, tofu kind of absorbs the flavor of any sauce that it's in or anything that it's surrounded by.
And it is delicious.
And it doesn't really have its own flavor on its own. And so essentially she was basically like, my boyfriend's been like getting into the things I'm into. And he was never into the sport that I do. And now he's doing the sport that I do. He was never into the crystals and now he's into crystals. And like, it was like something, and I don't even recall the advice we gave. I think we were like, keep an eye out for it. It sounds like he could just be trying to get into the interests that you have, but maybe talk to him about it. That was like our general advice. And so she sent us an update. Hey ladies, I was listening to the most recent update episode and figured it was time to write in.
Thank you. We love an update.
I took to heart what you said about how he was probably just really trying to take an interest and maybe have things to talk about. I tried to look past the forming ick and talk to him about his interests/hobbies. He mentioned that he used to do woodworking and would make things ranging from cute little boxes to custom furniture.
Cute.
He even uses a spare room in his place as a workshop. I encouraged him to get back into it because he hasn't done anything with it in a while. He started to, but anything he started went unfinished because he would still be so focused on what I'm doing, or unfortunately, because he seems to rather have beers than do anything else unrelated to my interests. Don't get me wrong. I love a glass or 3 of wine. I see you, girl. But I don't let it get in the way of my priorities or training. So I found that a bit concerning because it seems like drinking and hanging out is all he does in his spare time anymore. Well, we are both into professional sports, but like different teams. For me, it's fun to have a rivalry and kind of shit talk during games. So I thought this past NFL season would have some of that for us. Well, he decided to not be a fan of his team anymore and was now a dedicated fan of mine.
Oh no.
He even got merch to wear while watching games on TV. In regards to the sports thing and training, meaning the sports that she actually participates in. I didn't mention it in the first email because I'm a runner and I don't want to sound like I'm gatekeeping running. I always encourage people to get into it if they want. I don't obnoxiously push it, LOL. And I'm happy to provide tips. However, I compete in marathons at the elite level and have won several.
Whoa.
Damn, girl, like could not be me. I also regularly do ultra marathons, 100-mile races.
What?
So I found it odd when he went and got $300 shoes and just started without mentioning it. What bothered me enough to write in was that he seemed to think we'll be doing these races together in no time. What I didn't mention in my last email was that I had a big race a couple months after I found out he started running, and he kept making comments and jokes about how we can keep pace and do it together. Maybe he'd even beat me. I train really hard, and to suggest you're going to come and beat me on my next 50 miler was somewhat insulting to me. If he wanted to go for runs together or start with a 5K together, that would be great. It's the thinking he could just be at my level or better in no time.
Yeah.
Also, in regards to the only being into my things, I found out he was keeping literal written lists about me, separate ones for whatever favorite thing/topic it was about. Anytime I mentioned a movie/song/restaurant I liked, it got written down. He even had one for countries I visited and where I've competed. Before we met, he had absolutely no social media. Now he has them all and only follows me. He even has notifications for when I post and likes it within seconds of it going up. I asked him multiple times not to blow up my phone while I'm running or working, but I'll still always have several messages coming in while I am. Even after explaining, it's super distracting and I can't silence my phone because I need it for work. Anyway, it's gotten to the point where I'm too weirded out or just irritated, and he goes on drunken rants about how much he loves me, parentheses, I've never said an I love you, and how happy I make him, but I think I need to end it. I'm afraid of how bad this is going to affect him because I don't want to hurt him, but it's so much. I'm also especially worried since I left an abusive/stalkery relationship before this and am afraid of a repeat based on some of this. Sorry for the super long email and unhappy update. Love you and everything, LPN, Mallory.
It's okay. We take any update.
I love an update, and I couldn't agree with you more. You got to get out of there.
Run, Mallory.
Mallory, you in danger, girl.
You gotta run.
I don't necessarily know. I can't say for sure that this guy's going to be violent or anything like that, but this is codependency to the max, or at least a huge red flag to me that he's keeping lists and
Here's the thing.
All
the
that.
Lists, okay. I am just going to throw it out there as someone that does keep lists like that of I keep gift lists. I keep things like lists like that of things that someone mentions they like. If someone's if you said something random that you liked, I'd write that down in
every
the list.
Song, every movie, every country you visited.
I was just saying that as a devil's advocate.
Listen, I keep a list for if Jared goes, oh, I've always wanted to get that game. I'm like, okay, I'll send myself an email or I'll make a list, right?
Yes.
That's fine. That's cute. That's conscientious.
Because if it was coming from someone you were really into, then it's cute. I feel like it's things like that's when Mallory, you've got the ick and it's time to go. Because I feel that if you saw that and went oh, he's trying to keep track of everything, then you're going in the right direction. If you see it and go, please, why are you doing this? Then it's time for this. You were already trying. You wrote back into episode 59. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
So you've been given this quite some time.
And they wrote us back a little bit ago as well. So at this point, maybe you're already broken up and hopefully you figured it out. But I'm yeah, it's a turnoff for most people. Maybe he'll find some girl that's oh my God, I love this. I've just been looking for a guy
that
will be
me.
Into everything I'm into and will do everything I do and we'll do everything together and we'll live our codependent fantasy until we die. That's the girl he should be with. The idea also, just the disrespect of I'm going to get to as good as you are. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of running as a sport.
But also,
because
it's a fundamental annoyance of a partner to be oh yeah, you can do that. I'm not only going to do it, but I'm probably going to end up doing it better.
It's acting like if you just run, you'll eventually... If you just run and you don't train, but you just want to run a marathon, you can just do it. And sure, I guess I've seen some people do that.
We all need to be better, honestly, just as a whole. I know that I've complained about this publicly in times, and I'm sure that every person has their own version of it. If you do something like running for Mallory or talking into a microphone for us, and how many people are oh, you just talking to a microphone? I could do that. Give me a microphone.
Or I've always wanted to try comedy. I think I'd be really good at it. Great. Give it a shot.
Or
Great.
How many people think that doing an audiobook narration is yeah, I've read a book. Yeah, I know how to do that. It's
yeah.
You just, and so it is, I find that we all have our own things, that is such a huge, like, you don't actually know what you're doing. And that, because Mallory, that running thing, that would send me.
It's that. It's like he's not respecting the level at which you are accomplished in your sport, right? He's literally just like changing sports teams to like the ones you like. That is ick. He's also not really some people would not care about being with a partner that just wants to hang around and get beers in their free time. Like outside of work, I just like to chill. I watch TV. That's my thing. I don't really have hobbies. I don't really have interests. Like honestly, besides raising my children and trying to catch up on my Bravo, I can't say I have a ton of hobbies. So like, that's fine. That's not what you want, Mallory. Like these are all red flags of this guy that he is not the right guy for you.
For you.
You know? No. Like he doesn't use his time in a way that you find that you like respect. He like, and you've been dating for a while now at this point, like, and you're not saying I love you. Cause wait, when you wrote us in November, it had been 6 months. So now it's been at least a year.
A year.
And you're not saying I love you. You don't love him.
No.
He's like, I love you so much. You make me so happy. And it's like, what about me makes you happy that you like my hobbies and my things that I'm into and you like copying them? Like, I don't know.
Honestly,
I think it's
Mallory,
good to let this guy down as soon as possible so he can move on and find the right.
Yes, watch the movie Obsession. You know, I feel like that's more of what, I think that is what this guy is looking for. And that's part of the problem and why the movie Obsession was written and made in the first place.
And there are girls and guys out there that will be happy to do that.
Yes.
They're like, I'm kind of a more blank canvas. I'm down to go along with the flow. I never really was into the NFL, but ever since my boyfriend started watching it, I kind of like it.
Yeah, but the switching of the teams.
But the switching and the like, and that combined with like the lists, I think you're with somebody that is hyper focusing on you in a way that makes you uncomfortable, especially given your past with like abusive stalker situations. And I don't think it's good for you. And I think you need to get on out. And hopefully you have by now.
Yes.
But thank you so much for updating us. Let's get to our first voicemail.
Let's do it.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey ladies, been listening since the beginning. Longtime LPN fan. And
great voice.
Love you both so much. I tune in every week. Same bat time, same bat channel, or is it every same bitch time, same bitch channel? Either way, here's my bitchuation. I have a friend. I call him my best pal. We've been friends for a while. We went on a few dates a few years ago. He ghosted me at the time. And we went about our lives, kept bumping into him in dating apps after then. And we'd say hi to each other in passing on dating apps. Oh, nice seeing you again. Cool. Cut to last year, beginning of last year. We touch base again. I'm living in town closer to him. We start hanging out as friends. It was awesome. We'd meet up after work. We would grab some drinks, grab some dinner, go listen to some live music. Then it turned into like us going hiking. He'd show me all the good country spots because he is a country boy, swimming holes, hiking trails, fishing spots, kayaking, you name it. I don't know if I just said kayaking. Either way, I digress. All right. So later on last year, we begin to express attraction towards each other. And we end up stooping, as Jackie may say. And it continued happening until this day, today. Now here's the bitchuation I am in, which he is fully aware.
Okay.
I have feelings for him. He has expressed that he cares and loves me, and I've expressed that I care and love him very much. I, however, want a relationship. He does not. He has been married and divorced and is still, dealing with child support and, everything that comes after divorce. He is like, no relationships, no commitment. I'm tired. I'm over it. type of thing. I, on the other hand, want to find someone that is as crazy about me as I am about them. Yeah. I want to find somebody who I know I can trust. There have been some situations where I question whether he is being honest with me. For instance, I've said, okay, we can stay friends with benefits. However, I don't feel comfortable messing around with other people, and I don't feel comfortable if you're sleeping with other people. So, and he reciprocated that. He doesn't want me sleeping with other people for safety reasons and emotional reasons. So, I do, however, when I get in his car, sometimes see a hair scrunchie. Then the next time I get in there and it's not there. I'll see a hair clip in his house. Next time I'm there, it's not there. So I'm leaning towards dishonesty here. And I'm not sure how to proceed. Do I tell my best pal, let's just stay friends, and try my hardest to push my feelings aside about loving him and being madly in love with him and just be friends, which will be hard because the attraction is strong? Or do I end our friendship and our situationship and move on and try to heal from this? Because I am pretty messed up about it. I love him very much. Do I just move on and end this friendship and find what I'm looking for in a partner? Let me know, bitches, because my heart is torn to pieces.
Oh, man. This is so tough. And I had to really stop your call right as you said goodbye, because otherwise this was going to play.
You are cunt face. You are the cunt face. You're the bitch cunt face all the time.
I didn't want that to be something you thought was our response. Because, listen, this is tough because we've gotten variations of this kind of call and email from many, many people, right? That are like, I'm with this person and I want this and they don't want that. But like, how do we navigate a friendship or a friends with benefits type of thing? Jackie, what's your thought?
My problem is you gotta keep on moving. I think that I do feel that, unfortunately, the reason why I started with my problem is that I want to say you gotta cut these ties and you gotta keep on moving. The problem is, I talk to so many of my single friends in life now, and it is dicey out there. And it is so easy for us to sit on our relationship horse and be like, just cut it out, cut it off. This is not good. It's no good. It would be one thing if you didn't have the feelings that you are having, and I feel to protect yourself. I know it's hard to throw a good thing away, but right now you both don't have the same relationship. And I appreciate that your best pal is openly saying, I don't want that, which is honestly refreshing. I say take it as a blessing that I know that you're finding that you might have feelings about like truthfulness in other aspects, but it seems that this person is being truthful about this, and that's something we do have to at least be thankful for, because that's a difficult thing to say to somebody, especially somebody who you're having so much fun with. And especially, I know I don't want to be thinking about like, oh, poor this dude, but I'm also saying poor you for having to find yourself in this situation, because I don't feel he's being a bitch right now. He's saying exactly what he wants and exactly what he feels that he needs right now.
I think he's being a little bit of a bitch because he's basically he's basically behaving like you're a girlfriend. You guys are going on essentially what feel like dates, and
you're exclusive,
and you're having a sexual relationship, and you asked for exclusivity, but it feels like maybe you're not getting it based on your own.
Feels like it might
I don't know
not be-
about the scrunchies and the hair clips. I think you trust your gut, and your gut is telling you that he is seeing other people. So to him, he's going, this rocks. I get a fun person to hang out with and go on dates with, but I don't have to commit to all the hard times, living together, hearing about her, like, like getting into super deep problems.
The ins and
you can
outs.
kind of keep it surface and fun and have sex. And then I can have sex with other people too, because I told her I'm exclusive. And even if he's not exclusive, he's basically, you've told him that you're in love with him and he's like, sorry, babe. Like, and so I don't know. I don't think he's being the bitch, but I think there's like a little bit of a bitchy thing in there where men specifically, and I'm sure women are capable of this and do this every day as well, he's just trying to see how far he can get away with it with you without going all the way serious, right? Because he's scared of that.
Right.
I think,
which is understandable because
Yes.
of his past and what he's been
understandable,
through.
but you
We
need to
get it.
protect yourself. You got to walk away. And I know that sucks because you have a great time with him and you're
Sucks.
madly in love with him, but it's going to suck worse when one day he goes, I actually have feelings for my coworker and I'm going to start dating her. Is that okay with you, best pal? Like, it's going to be so much worse the deeper you dig this hole. And when you eventually find out for sure he's seeing people behind your back, when eventually he meets somebody that he is interested in starting this relationship with, because I don't think he wants to maybe be single forever, or maybe he does, but that's not what you want. So
Right.
it's just not going to work.
Because that's what matters most at the end of the day. You don't want the same things. And you shouldn't have to go through this anymore. Because I feel you're being, at this point, you're just going to be disrespected, especially feeling those feelings of seeing this stuff. Because again, we can't speak towards whether or not he is actually being truthful or not. We're never going to know. In fact, the callers probably, hopefully, will. I say hopefully we'll never know. It depends on if you want to know, if you want to divulge into that. It's just, we know that throwing away something that seems like it's good. Like, I shouldn't even say throwing away. Choosing to step aside from something that seems like it's working when we are here to tell you it's already not working.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and trying to maintain the friendship when you still have a crush on him. Not to say that it can't happen. It's just choose better. Like, think about you and your experience. Do you want to go through that? I'm sure you have other friends that, like, I feel that for me, I would rather a full, clean, like, full step away of, like, I think that we want two separate things. And I think that.
And it's too hard for me.
It's too hard for me to continue
here's
doing
the
this.
thing, girl. And this is, they want, she wanted us to call her Daisy.
Okay.
Daisy, girl. You are wasting time waiting for this guy to change his mind when you could be out there meeting the person that you do want a relationship, that you are going to have a relationship
and that
with.
does want a relationship with you.
Yes. Like, and it could be 10 years and he could never change his mind, like, and so you guys just want different things. And honestly, I'm also caught up on the ghosting part. What, did he ever say why he ghosted you after a few dates years ago?
Right.
That's immature behavior.
Yes.
And I just don't know. Like, I feel like you guys are having fun because you're essentially going through the motions of dating, and then eventually it turns sexual. So you're essentially dating without any of the serious commitment and any of the like depth, it feels like. I'm sure you guys talk about deep things, but you're not like getting in fights and and repairing from it probably, and saying like, the things that like relationships are, which are like eventually
All
is
the
usually
micro
cohabitation and looking towards the future together. You can't do any of that with this person because he doesn't want that. So yeah, I hate to say it because you sound like totally torn up about this. And I know callers, I know a lot of listeners are probably like, oh my God, I've been in this exact same spot, because this happens. People fall in love with their friends. There's like a reason you become friends. And there's a reason why the movie When Harry Met Sally, where they say women and men can't be friends, which I don't agree with.
I don't
at
agree
all.
with.
But I think if you're friends, if you start fucking your friend, it becomes a different thing.
Yes.
It does. And if you were like a Samantha Jones and you were like, we just have a great time fucking and that's it, bye. That's my Samantha impression.
I love it. It's really good.
Then it would be fine. But that's not who you are and that's not what you want.
Right.
And so then it's not working.
Right.
Like, so
But
I
it
would
does
say
suck.
it
We're
does
sending you
suck.
love.
And tell him. And if he really misses you and is like, shit, I actually think I just got rid of a really good thing and he's willing to date, then
That's a
you guys
different
can
story.
date and give it a shot and see what happens when you're actually dating.
If that's what he wants.
But right now, it's like he is being open and honest, like Jackie said, but in a way taking advantage of you and your
Right. feelings.
Right. So that's where I feel like he's sort of a half bitch. And so I think you need to just take him at his word and say, okay, well, that's not what I want. I got to go.
You're dating a bitchling, and we're not talking about our audience members. You know,
a half bitch. Or
Yeah,
what's
it's
like what do they call the people in Harry Potter that are half?
I think it's a crude word, mudblood. I believe that's. I think that's
mud bitch.
Oh, he's a mud bitch. Okay, all right, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I was.
Just
I was
a
like,
mud
I haven't read Harry Potter for a long time, but you know what I mean. That is a gross term. But yeah, like he's being halfsy bitch.
Yes.
So Daisy, let us know what happens. But I'm sorry.
He's a half and half. He ain't no full cream.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, get out because you're just going to keep falling harder and harder. And then it's just not going to end up, it doesn't seem how you want it. Okay. Let's see. Jackie, could you please read the next email?
Yes, I can. Hi, Kara and Jackie. I love you both, but I do fall asleep to Kara's voice every night, thanks to TMU. Is that weird? Probably.
Shh, go to sleep.
Aw, you can start listening with Who's the Bitch.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. You gotta go to sleep right now.
Lullaby.
Anyway, this is a long one, and I need some advice from some big sisters. For context, I'm 30 and my husband is 36. We've been together for 6 years. The other parties involved are in their early to mid 30s. I know who the bitch is in the situation, but need advice on how to handle it. My older sister, let's call her Annie, left her husband Dave 3 years ago. I've known Dave for 15 years, and I have hated him for 15 years. He's emotionally abusive, an actual diagnosed narcissist, and an all-around transphobic, racist person. Ugh. Before my sister left him, he regularly called her an idiot, a dumb bitch, stupid, etc. in front of me, our grandmother, our mom, and their children.
Oh my God. Ew.
I would, of course, always stick up for my sister. Hint to why Dave and I don't get along. The last straw for everyone was when he called our other sister brave for ending her life the day we cremated her. He is a vile human being. Fast forward a few years, my sister is finally divorced, and I'm mostly free from this man except for holidays. My husband and I vented to my sister-in-law, husband's younger sister, and this whole situation right when the divorce started. We were under the impression she hated Dave too. Until they started dating.
So just for like the confusion, so her older sister gets divorced and then this guy starts dating her husband's younger sister. So he just moves to the opposite side of the writer's family.
Their relationship has been purposefully hidden from us, not well, because we clearly have found out. We found out about this whole situation a year ago, and they've been together off and on for a little over a year. My husband and I have been trying to figure out a way to talk to my sister-in-law without shaming her, making it feel like we're trying to end her relationship / control her, etc. I love her so much and do not want this to wreck our relationship. My husband wants to talk to her, but I can't figure out how without everyone involved getting outrageously mad. Do we just leave it alone and wait for it to blow up, which is inevitable? Do we tiptoe around everything until he eventually shows up to a family holiday and I lose my shit on him in front of my entire husband's family? I can't even stand to be in the same room as him, and neither can my husband. The rest of my husband's family has met him, and some of them have known his history, but not all of it, and it doesn't feel like my place to tattle. My sister-in-law is hot and successful and an all-around badass. She deserves so much more than this loser. How do we deal with this? From a non-little sister and wife who's tired of this man somehow being in both of my families now?
Oh,
Puke
this
and a
fucking
half.
sucks, dude. I think for me as a girl with a brother and you as a girl with a brother.
Yes.
For your brother to take the time and say, like, let's get coffee or let's get a drink and sit down with you and go, I just want to express my concerns because I love you and you're my sister. And I would feel badly if I didn't say my piece. I'm not telling you what to do and I'm not telling you to make any decisions based on what I'm telling you. I just want you to hear me out. I watched this man be absolutely horrific to my sister-in-law for 15 years. I watched him say, because it's like, you can't get into the ins and outs of their relationship. I'm sure there were parts
Every relationship
I'm
is
sure
different.
there were parts that the ex-wife were responsible for, etc. But I've watched things with my own eyes. Him use racist and transphobic language and demean her in front of their children. And I just don't believe he's changed. And I'm really, if they're on again, off again, it's already trouble in paradise, basically,
Yes.
is my opinion.
Yes.
And I think that if she just hears somebody say, I'm just worried that you're going to spend too much of your life figuring out what a dick this guy is. And maybe you don't even say dick. I just think you're going to spend too much of your life figuring out that this is like not a great guy.
Not a good match.
And it's going to just waste your like precious time and he's going to hurt you. And that's what I'm worried about. And I'm just worried about you getting hurt. And then she can give you all her excuses. He's changed, blah, blah, blah. You can go, okay, great. I'm happy to see him change. I just needed to give you my 2 cents. I just think she needs like
Someone.
if she kept it secret, she knew it was wrong.
She knows it's wrong.
If they kept it secret, they know it's wrong. And
keep it secret, keep it safe, all right?
And I don't understand if she's successful and a cool person, why, but people make bad picks all the time. So without any of the language of calling him a loser or saying you hate him, just say, I've observed concerning behavior from him for 15 years against my sister-in-law. And now you're my sister and I care about you. And this is my concern and you just need to hear it.
And this isn't tattletale it. Like,
It's
you're
not tattletelling.
it's
And I
not
think he should do it
tattletelling. It's not-
alone. And he should say, and I'm not telling anyone else in the family the things I know about him. And I'm going to let your relationship play out. I respect you. And I respect that you're an adult to make your own decisions. I just don't think I could live with myself, basically, if I didn't tell you the things I have seen and heard this person do and say that are concerning to me.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Kara, because honestly, if my brother sat me down to be like, I'm worried about who you're seeing, which, I say it as I was saying it, I remembered the one time he did it, and he was right. Because I couldn't imagine my brother talking to me and saying something like that. And when someone says, and because I think it's very important, like what you were saying, rather than coming in already defensive, already like angry about all the situation, it's coming in, not using derogatory language. It's talking about what you have seen and witnessed. It's not talking about hearsay. We're not talking about like what could have happened behind closed doors. It's talking about what you have actively witnessed. That conversation after at your sister's that, you explain that, like, does she know that? Like, that alone would make me never, ever want to touch somebody ever again. And so these are things that it's not even just like what I hear about. These are actual things that you've seen happen. And I think going to her and honestly being like, is that what you, and like you can say that he's changed as someone that has gone to, and I know that I've brought this up before, but I have definitely gone to a sibling and have asked them not to see someone before. I have gone to friends and have said, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about this relationship.
I don't think this is the right
I don't think
person.
this is the right person. I am that friend. And I have had that conversation, very uncomfortable conversation before. And almost, I think every single time eventually, and I'm not looking for the, like, I told you so. I'm not looking for any of that. It was the eventually someone saying, thank you for talking to me when everyone else was scared to talk to me about this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I feel like she'll appreciate, even if she gets defensive and like pissed at you, she'll know in the back of her mind, if I do leave this guy, my brother supports me. You know what I mean? And you could even say, I'm not going to, I told you so. If you end up ending it, I'm not like, you know what I mean? If I end up being right about him, that's not what this is about. I'm not trying to like win anything over here.
I'm just trying to let you know.
literally just concerned because this isn't like a guy I casually know from work. This is a guy who was in my family for 15 years. And I have seen him do horrifically. He's a diagnosed narcissist.
I was just about to say, and then the fact that like showing of like how he's like preying upon your family and just moving from different sections of it to different sections of it, of ways in which he can control and ways
and maybe
in which
you could also say, can you maybe tell me a little bit about how things have been going? I feel like you've been keeping
Why
it
is it
quiet
on and
because
off?
of my wife. You know, like the husband, you're like to the writer of this, Anon Little Sister, I feel like you have to let your husband do this at brother to sister.
for now.
And like, I don't know how, you sound like you love her. So maybe you have a kind of relationship where you could get together with her and say like, I know I'm biased because he was with my sister, but I'm just really concerned because I love you so much and I don't want you to get trapped in like a long relationship with someone who I think can be a dangerous partner mentally, like mentally abusive. I've seen him be mentally abusive or verbally abusive.
Yes.
You know, but like be open to like, why don't you tell me how things are going? Do you feel like he's changed? Has he gone to therapy? Like, I don't know. Be open to hearing her
The
side.
change,
But if
yeah.
they're on again, off again, it's not going great, I feel.
Already.
With a guy like this, no.
Yes. There's got to be
Yeah.
a reason, like, especially, like you said, finding out more about why it's on again, off again. And
Yeah.
just because you're curious.
And like, because she could be feeling really isolated right now. And maybe that's kind of what
Because
keeps
what do
her
you
going
think a
back
narcissist does?
to him.
What do you
Yeah.
think they do? That's what they do. They corner you away from other people. They
Yes.
turn you against everyone else.
And then they go, oh, wow, your family, we can't be in front of our, like they also feed into this whole like, we're star-crossed lovers, we're persecuted because our family doesn't accept us bullshit, whatever.
No.
But let us know what happens, little sis, because this sounds shitty.
Yes, and we know
Super
what
shitty.
happened at the end of Romeo plus Juliet. We know how that went so well for them. So
Yeah, and Romeo wasn't calling Juliet a dumb bitch in front of her
No.
whole family and their kids.
No.
Unacceptable.
He was too
Unacceptable
young.
fucking behavior.
Maybe give him another 20 years.
Yeah, he was 14,
Yeah,
right?
hopefully he didn't start that at 14.
Oh, God. All right. Next voicemail.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Kara and Jackie, I worship at the altar of your bitchdom.
You're cute.
I need a little bitch validation in this instance. My husband is a wonderful man. He puts up with a lot from me. But he does this one thing that I've asked him not to do. Okay? We like to reduce our, carbon footprint, our trash
Love
thing.
this. Yes.
We do use paper towels. We do.
Same.
But we're not the kind of people that wash them out and hang them up to dry
Thank
and then
you.
reuse them.
Thank you.
Maybe we should be, but we're not that green, unfortunately. But he will use one that maybe he just dabbed a little corner of mustard off his mouth, and most of it, there's just a little bit of mustard on it. The rest of the paper towel is fine, so he'll leave it on the table. This wonderful man, whom I love so much, leaves the fucking mustard corner paper towel on the table and then goes and he works. And he works very hard so that I can be a fucking bitch that sits around the table and all I have to bitch about in this whole wide world, basically, other than, the government and
The government.
injustices and, our rights being taken away. Other than that, the only thing that he does that I have to bitch about is leave this little fucking corner of a mustard. Most of the paper towel is fine. There's like a dab of mustard on it, but he leaves it on the table. And tonight I said, hey, babe, love of my life, please do not leave partially used paper towels on the table. If you want to save those to use again later, put them in your pocket. If they're not worth taking up space in your pocket, Please don't leave them on the table. They can go in the trash then. I know he's the bitch for leaving them there, and I know I'm the bitch for calling him out like that, especially because I wrote the note after he's asleep, so he's going to read it in the morning when I'm not going to be awake.
I love it.
I know we're both the bitch. I just need a little validation because he is a wonderful man. He's not some asshole dickhead that this is just another fucking thing he does to oppress. He's not that guy. He's a great guy. I got one complaint. It's the paper towel that he keeps leaving. Maybe I'm asking, am I the bitch? I've got one bitch about my whole life. And it's that he keeps leaving these partially used paper towels on the table. Am I the bitch? If I am, I'd love to hear it because I live a really charmed fucking life. But I'm like, babe, why is this paper towel on the table? What are we doing?
I love you.
Also, I'm extra cunty because I'm trying to quit smoking right now.
Hell yeah, bitch.
I'm down from about 25 cigarettes a day to 7.
Congrats.
I'm killing it. I love you, girls. I love you so much. I love you so much. I'm sorry about the voicemail with the burp right before this. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Love you both. Love all the listeners. All the feedback, everything I listen to that you guys read and that I hear. It's amazing. It's a wonderful community. I love us all. I love all of us. I love all of the bitchlets. Wait, is that what we're called? I don't remember. Anyway, I love us. Thanks, guys. Bye.
You're
oh my
great.
God. I love this paper towel controversy. First of all, I will tell you, I use paper towels, but I put them in the composting. Because you can put, at least in LA, you can put paper towels in compost because they break down. So just another way in case you want to fix your carbon footprint. I mean, congratulations on cutting down on cigs and you're almost there. You can get to being totally smoke-free.
You can do it. You can do it.
But this is, I have this exact situation. My
you?
husband we use those little pick flossers, those little flosser picks.
Oh, yeah.
He'll use one, but just to get one thing out of his teeth. And he'll go, well, I'm going to use it again later. And he'll just leave it on the counter of our bathroom.
Leaves it.
And I go, no. We got to find another spot for this freaking. He used it once to get a popcorn kernel.
I know.
Out. And then so it's like, I get it. We don't want to throw it away. It is plastic. It's probably bad carbon footprint, honestly. But just leave it on top of your hair gel, his pomade tin or something that you something else, not right on the counter where it's gross. It's just right there. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. I tell him over and over again. I think writing the note is for sure bitchy. It seems like it's funny and it's tongue in cheek. And
babe, love of my life.
Yeah.
I think while maybe the note is bitchy, I do think writing it like that is very, if you write a note for your partner to read in the morning when they're bleary-eyed going to work, you better make that note at least kind of funny.
Funny and a little cute.
A little cute, because if not, if it's just a weapon, if it is just a yelling at you note, which I understand, that's a completely different conversation. It's just, it's not going to go well in the morning if you write a bitchy note. We all know that.
Have you ever seen the woman that does, I can't even tell if it's a woman because she's off camera, but I'm assuming it's a woman who does these TikTok videos where she has one of those long pointers that has a little gloved finger on it.
Ooh.
And she just goes around. It's like a pointer that has a hand at the end of it pointing. And she just goes around to all of the shit that her husband has left around, his clothes on the floor. And she goes, tap, tap, tap. And then she points to the hamper and goes, tap, tap, tap.
Oh,
and then she goes to the bathroom and she sees the seat up and she's like, tap, tap, tap. And she puts it down. And it's just all the things that I've always said. I'm like, you're so close, man. Your shoes are right next to the shoe rack.
Yeah, you
rinse this dish off and then you left it on top of the counter when the dishwasher's right below
you
it.
Just put it right in the dishwasher.
You're so close,
you
man.
You just got to finish it.
So I feel like turning it into a funny, don't become a TikTok person cribbing this woman's thing. But every time he leaves a mustard, paper
tap,
towel,
tap, tap.
A little Post-it that's another another mustard corner paper towel sighting or whatever. Like just like record it, keep a log of it, like make it funny. And I'm sure he'll stop doing it.
I'm sure he'll stop doing it.
But it is funny. And it is funny that you're like, I literally have no other. What are you going to do? What are you going to do once he does that? Once he stops?
That's the thing.
Once he stops, you're going to have nothing to complain about. And life is going to be, you're going to have to start watching Bravo so you can complain about those ladies.
You got to keep something. This is part of the problem. You know, I'm always looking for, we had one point, Holden had Jeff and I on to complain about things that each other does, but we're usually pretty good at, like, if something starts to annoy me, I'm pretty good at being like, hey, that's got to stop.
Yeah.
Because my annoyance goes to very angry pretty fast. So we talk it through, you know? But wait, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, has it ever happened to you with either Jeff or Holden or your work husband, home husband, whatever? Like where he went through a thing where he put the seat down for years after I complained about it. I was like, I am going to the bathroom in the middle of the night and I'm sitting on like bare porcelain. It's not okay.
Yeah.
And he like, after I complained a lot, he stopped. And then he started again after years leaving it up.
Is it because of Oscar? Like, is it because like...
No. He
really?
just started again. And I was like,
What's
what are you
going
doing?
on with this? What's the backslide?
I thought we were done with this. Like, I like the, and again, I have a lot of bugaboos. Like, I like the shower curtain to be pulled back across once you have taken a shower, because if it sits accordioned up, it gets moldy and nasty because it doesn't dry. He did that for years and he stopped and started leaving it open again. And I was like, no. You can't, we're untrained. The dog's untraining now?
Yeah,
like,
what's happening?
I don't know.
Do you think it's because of the kids, though? Do you think it helps undo things?
I don't know, but I'm not okay with it. So I'm just wondering if you've had that experience. But anyway.
Of just the undoing of over time? Oh, yeah, for sure.
The
and then you got
undoing of like general basic things that are not just preferences, they are better. I don't want to buy a new shower curtain liner every month. You know what I mean? Or 2 months.
You know what it is too? It is designated spots as something like someone that has a partner that leaves things places, and I can't handle it because I like everything. Even though my place is crowded, like you have
a lot of stuff, but everything has a place.
And everything has a place. There's a reason. And it always, like, my place usually looks the same except for my dining room table. That's Jeff's. He can put anything on it he wants to put on it. He's allowed to have it all, like, but eventually I'll take a picture of it and I send it to him at work. And I'm like, we're going to do something about this by the end of the day, right?
But that's
his space to be able to do whatever he wants and put whatever he wants on it.
I should make like a little Jared clutter basket where he gets to put his book and his water bottle and his sunglasses
in there.
And all of his stuff.
And you have it all. And honestly, and I know that I've said, and this is privilege. I know that this is my privilege. We don't share a bathroom.
Oh, God.
And
I can't hear any more about your bathroom.
I know.
Your dual bathroom privilege.
It's my privilege. It is. It takes away so many of our fights because you're right, Kara. I take a peep from across the hallway inside of that bathroom and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to go in there. And like, because it's a nightmare in there. I would never go in there.
Yeah.
I never go inside of it. Even though I purchased all of the things, because see, my issues is more of I purchased all the things, the spray bottle, the wash brush, everything to have it all out in the bathroom so that when you're in the shower, like I do every day when I get out of the shower, I do a quick rinse over and I do a quick like brush down of the shower to keep it from getting moldy because I like my shower to be very clean. And it's so easy. You just and then it never gets bad. And I don't understand.
And
who
knows
it's right
what's
there.
going on in the other bathroom?
Kara, I hate the other bathroom.
This sounds like a horror movie that you could write.
I don't know. I never
go in there, and then you go in, and he's like holding hostages, and
exactly.
he's got like bloody heads and all kind of
and I'm like,
crazy
well, it's not for a woman to know, you know.
Yeah, we have to have our own space. Anyway, thank you for giving us that very funny call about the mustard paper towel. I love that.
Love of my life.
And let us know how he responds. I mean, the note is bitchy, but I think you just keep making it funny, keep escalating the note and making it funny.
He will stop.
Like, yeah.
Especially if you're not coming at him with...
Start writing them in like a Civil War style. Be
oh
like,
my God.
My dearest husband.
Yes, get a wax
come
melt.
home from another day of not doing anything. to find another mustard-stained, perfectly usable paper towel on the counter.
Yeah, I love caller even talking about like, he works so hard.
Yeah, he gets up and you go, he's going to get up and he's going to get that, and you're still going to be asleep because he gets up and goes to work, and your ass just sleeps in, which I love.
This.
I love your life. How great.
Love this.
What a great life. Okay, let's get to our last submission. This is just somebody emailed us this as a bitchlet, but I think that it warrants a little bit more attention than we can fit in our 1 minute bitchlet time. So I'm going to put it here. Here's a quick little bitchlet for you bitchy babes. If you have a friend you're taking space from because they said some problematic stuff and you need to see if they take accountability before you decide if you can stay in the friendship, are you the bitch if you don't text them a happy birthday?
Ooh.
Love yas, A. And I have had this exact situation where I have a friend that I'm like taking space from because I'm like, I think that this is like not working for me. And then their birthday comes along and you're like,
what do you do?
Because I have sent the text. And then it almost feels like you're opening a door that you don't even want open.
That is, I was about to say, it should be friendships in good standing and friendships you're working on, I feel deserve a happy birthday. I think
it sort of depends on how likely you are. Like, I was at a point where I was like, I'm pretty sure this friendship is pretty much over. But I was like, I will just wish a happy birthday so I don't seem like a bitch. And then a year later, that birthday just came and went again, and I didn't this time.
But also, how many of us, and I'm going to say this as someone that has a few, have text message chains from people that it's like, oh, we've literally just said happy birthday to each other for the last like 8 years and have not talked at all about anything
outside of that.
None of that means that we're not friends. It's just like, it's funny to look back through in the text chain and be like, oh, it's just like, happy birthday. I hope it was a good one.
I absolutely have friends like that.
It's just like, well, that's about it with our friendship, I guess. But I feel that like, you're right. I think it opens a door. And if you're not ready to answer that doorbell, I would say don't.
Because it does say, I still care about you. But if you're thinking that if you're thinking this friendship is tapering off,
I'd say let it go. I'd say let it go.
One time I had a friend that I was just kind of losing touch with, and they moved away, and I was like, I don't really need this to continue, and I didn't want to be passive aggressive, and I didn't want to send a weird message, so I wrote happy birthday on their Facebook.
See that, there's always that.
I wrote happy birthday on their Facebook wall instead of the text because it felt more, oh God, anybody does that, right?
Right, and also, now too, it's like, you can pop in a comment on an Insta post, if they but even then, I was about to say, if they receive a bunch of messages. A text feels like, thank you so much. How have you been? It feels like that's the response. Or I do believe that you do not have to answer texts on your birthday. No.
You can heart them if you wish, but you do not have to answer happy birthday
you
texts.
have too many other things to do.
It's your day. You don't need to spend the day going, thanks, how are you and the kids? Like, that's not your job.
Right.
So
also, I love that, and I feel like everyone should take that down.
Yeah, your birthday's your day.
Yes,
like you can go back maybe sometimes I'll go back 2 days later and like just look at my birthday texts and I'll do hearts.
Yeah,
just to be like, thanks, I appreciated that, but I'm not gonna like write back to everybody.
Who's got the time?
Yeah, come on. Because again, it's some people, it's like, we're just writing happy birthday. We're seeing happy birthday heart every year.
That's it. And that's all we're doing here.
And that's fine for some of those friendships.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess it kind of depends on the context, but I totally get you writing this in as a bitchlet because it is when you're in a little bit of a purgatory with a friend, do you send the happy birthday text? Let us know what you think.
Like I said, if you want the friendship to be worked on, you send the happy birthday, then you open the door. But if you're not really.
If you guys have like a long history of spending birthdays together, I don't know. But I think it opens the door.
Send it the way of the dodo is what we say here on Who's the Bitch? Who's the dodo more like?
Suddenly we're an Australian travel show.
Yeah.
But that is our show for today. Thank you guys, everybody who submitted. And we're sorry if we didn't get to your submission, but you're always free. Again, a quick reminder that We make an exception sometimes if someone leaves like a follow-up that's like a minute long, but we really only play 5 minutes. So if you call and leave like a bunch of different voicemails that are like, oh, and here's a 3-minute more follow-up.
all
Like
chopped up.
it's too chopped up. We can't do it. So like I love, like our first voicemail today was actually a voice note, which I think some people find that a little bit more calm because you can just do it on your phone.
Yes.
And you don't have to.
And you can listen back to it.
You can listen back to it, see if it's what you wanted.
I live my whole life as voice notes, Kara.
You can
I live
email
a voice
that
note life.
to us. You can email us a voice note. And honestly, they sound a lot better. If you can hear how she sounded, that sounds better
Sounded
than
great.
a phone call voicemail. So feel free to do those, but we do try to keep a 5-minute limit on the voicemails. And then emails, DMs, who'sthebitch.com has all the ways you can get in touch with us. Please follow the Instagram.
Yeah.
Who's the Bitch LPN.
And who'sthebitch.com to get all of your information. And again, if you want to make a voice note and you're like, how do I even get you the voice note? Because you can't really text the voice note to the number. You can email the voice note to our email address. And you can find all that information on who'sthebitch.com. And thank you everybody for joining us for our live bitchathon. We love talking to you guys and we absolutely love hearing from you. Bitchlets, longlets, honestly, whatever you want, let's. We're going to
I have to answer this phone call.
Oh,
bye everyone.
Wow, I guess we'll end.